Morning. Hi. You okay? I hope you're okay. I'm a bit later today because my lovely little love woke up around the same time as me, so we had a cuddle and we had play, and it was lovely because he didn't wake up crying or screaming or being upset, which I think is the first time in a little while. So that's very pleasing. The only downside to that was that I was like, okay, if you're awake, that means that I'm not going to be able to go outside and walk around in the soggy grass, which is one of my favourite things to do. It's been raining, and oh my god, that feeling of wet grass all over your feet, oh, amazing. I was like, I'm not going to be able to do my live and all these things, and I was like, oh, all right, Neggy Nelly, what's going on here? I was just being awake and being a small business owner. I'm sure a lot of you do this where something comes up when you have a plan in your head. I like my routine. It's very important to me. And it can be a little bit tricky, and it can kind of send you down a little bit of a spiral when you're like, oh, my thing that I had planned that I was going to do, I can't do. So, I'm going to talk about the couple of things that are non-compromisable in my morning routine that I've built in that are reasonable actions. And what I mean by reasonable actions are things that can be worked in to what you would already be doing anyway. So you're not really taking up any extra time. You're just kind of converting some of that time into something more positive. So, I guess this leads me on to talking about gratitude. I know everyone talks about gratitude, but it works. I hate calling it gratitude. I want to find a different word that I can use for it, because to me, I think that a lot of the time when people say, oh, you've got to do your gratitudes, people assume that means that you have to be grateful or show gratitude to other people or outside things, sources, to yourself, which is not true. So, I get up in the morning, and what do we all do when we first get up? Let's be honest, we'll go to the toilet. So, do your gratitudes when you're on the toilet. It's a perfect time. It means you're not picking up your phone and doom scrolling. That's something else. Even though I'm on a live, I have not looked at notifications or the messages that I know that are there. I haven't gone on Facebook, and literally all I've done, pick up my phone, open Instagram, press the plus button, and go into live. Because there is... Okay, so if you have something that is like ADHD, that type of thing, then that's a dopamine deficit issue. But this applies to everybody. The first thing that you do on a morning is your first dopamine hit. So the first thing that kind of gives you any kind of like, ooh, which going on to social media, seeing you've got a notification, that can give you that ooh. That will be what your brain actively seeks for the rest of the day. So if you have addictive tendencies, you will become addicted for the day to finding that dopamine again. And the place that you got it in the first place was by going on social media, doing something on your phone. And so that becomes your obsession for the day. Isn't that interesting? I found that out a few weeks ago. And since then, I have very willfully not permitted myself. I've had to be really strict with myself about it, not to look at my phone when I first get up, and do you know what? It's really, really helped. Really helped. I'm still kind of contemplating in my mind whether doing these lives in the morning is actually just another way for me to feed the addiction that I have with my phone and with social media and stuff like that. But I think that might be a conversation for another day. I'm still working that one out. And I'm enjoying these chats. Keeps me consistent. So I took that out. I was like, right, I'm not doing that. I'm just going to get straight up. I'm not going to look on my phone. I'm going to put my phone on the other side of the bathroom when I go to the toilet, so I don't doom scroll when I'm on the toilet. And I'm going to do my gratitudes. I just need another name for them. I hate calling them gratitudes. And sometimes I'm like, I feel a bit grumpy. I'm not really feeling very grateful for anything. So I will literally say something that makes me laugh. I will just be like, I am grateful for this toilet that I get to pee on. Because it's great. Hi, Janet. That's an interesting point to join the conversation. I'm talking about gratitude and doing these things first thing in the morning, because when you do your gratitudes, I really, really hate that word so much. And I wrote this down in my notebook this morning. I did a bit of learning. Well, not learning. I already knew it, but I wasn't sure about the words. You boost your neurotransmitter serotonin, and it activates the brainstem to produce dopamine. So when you do your gratitudes, you are triggering two of the big boy happy hormones. Like, there's some power behind that. There is some power behind it. There definitely is. So, I'm grateful for the toilet that I am sat on. Because why not? I'm sure you are very grateful for the toilet you sat on. If you had to go for a pee in a hole in the garden, you probably wouldn't be so happy about it. Just saying. It's a privilege. It is a privilege. At the times, I will be like, I am grateful for the colours of the clothing that's hung on the back of the door, because I love those colours. They are purple, turquoise and yellow most of the time. And those are my happy colours. I will stroke the wall and say, I am grateful for this house that keeps me safe and keeps my family dry and warm and keeps out all the creepy crawlies. Anything like that. And the more you do it, the happier you'll feel. And then I do something that I call it, I'm not going to say the full word, but Fuffoffitude. I'm sure you can work out what the first word is. But basically the things that have annoyed me, and I'm like, I'm not happy about that, but I don't want to hold on to that in my body, because when you hold on to that in your body, it then causes you problems. It can cause you physical problems. For me, it sits in my hips. Like, often it will sit down in your hips. I already have a back injury, so if I hold on to stuff, then, that tends to get triggered and gets worse. So I do my Fuffoffitudes, and I call this the Gratitude Fuffoffitude Sandwich, because I've already done my gratitudes, which means that my brain is already producing the happier hormones. So it means that I can approach the things that have upset me or bugged me or whatever with a bit more humour and a bit more positivity, and almost like not make light of them, but yeah, kind of make light of them. So, oh no, I had my cable in a very specific place because we've been having buzzing problems. I have ordered a different cable. So, I don't know what's the answer to that. I can be like, okay, I'm annoyed that the cat peed on the Baphomet mat under the drum kit. But then because I've done my gratitude, I can almost find some humour in it. So your gratitude stops your body. When you talk about negative things, when you go into that place of anger or upset, it causes your brain to push your blood into your muscles, which puts you into fight or fright and into that state of survival. But if you have already triggered your dopamine and your serotonin, you're actually already in a much better state to be able to approach the things that have caused you a bit of upset. And then, oh, it's all right. There's a black cat outside. And I was like, oh no, where's my cat? He's a house cat. He's not supposed to be outside. It's not him. It's okay. I had a panic then. I thought I was going to be spending the next 4 hours chasing our cat around the garden. So you're more likely to be able to say, oh, this thing really annoyed me. And then, this is where the sandwich part comes in, you're then going to be able to approach whatever that thing was with a bit more love and a bit more humour, and you just be like, okay, it's peed on that mat before. I'm just grateful he hasn't peed on blah de blah de blah that I can't put in the washing machine. And you can rationalise it out and make it a bit softer. So you do your gratitude, you do your Fuffoffitude, and then you do some more gratitude. And for me, that works so well. I really want someone to try it just to tell me if it works for them or if I'm just strange. I know a lot of people journal. I find journaling very hard. I just don't. It just doesn't do it for me. And every time, this is awful because obviously everybody's so well-meaning. And I've even designed a journal in the past. I have designed one. I'm like, this would be great, but my brain doesn't work that way. I forget that it's there. Like, I do just genuinely forget it's there. It's very upsetting. I've got so many notebooks and journals and diaries and things that I filled in the first month, maybe. If I manage a month, I am impressed. But I just forget about them. So I have to work this stuff into my routine and I have to say it out loud. And there's so much power in saying something out loud. It's magic. When you say something out loud, you're producing magic. You're creating vibrations. I mean, if you think about, so the om that you do when you're meditating, you go, om. That is supposed to be the sound of the creation of the universe. Like, sound is important. Sounding something out loud, you're opening your throat, you're speaking what is true to you. You're opening up your communication first thing in the morning. There's a lot of power in that. I would love someone, please try it. Please try it. Tell me in the comments if you're going to try it and then let me know what happens. Try it for like a few days or a week or whatever and see if it helps. And try the social media thing. And if it really is a problem and you've not quite got the willpower to kind of stop yourself, get an analog clock and put your phone in a different room or somewhere away from you before you first wake up. Because the more that you can do to free your mind, the more you can achieve through the day, the more present you can be through the day. I was having real problems. I mean, I think I was having a bit of a problem with disassociation and definitely postnatal after having Leon, and I was just firmly attached to my phone and not in the moment at all and not enjoying anything that was around me. Hiya, Debs. I'm nearly done. I've been talking about gratitude and Fuffoffitude. So I want you to, actually, Debs, you're the perfect person. Listen to the replay and then tell me what you think. But yeah, so this morning I could have been very grumpy about the fact that my routine had got messed up, but do you know what? It didn't, because I did my gratitude and I was like, I'm really grateful for blah 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 blah, and then I was like, but this thing really annoyed me, blah, and then I was like, but it's okay because I'm grateful for blah 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 blah. And then I was like, all right, I mean, really, I've sorted Leon out with his iPad and, well, my iPad, my very expensive work iPad, and his monster trucks. I've made him a cool track for them to go crashing down off the bed. the cat's in the conservatory. There's nothing stopping me from nipping outside and going putting my feet in that soggy grass, which made me happy. But I think if I hadn't done that and I'd stuck in that kind of, I can't do anything because something's interrupted my routine mindset. Oh, that's another one, mindset. I wouldn't have done that. And then maybe I wouldn't have come on and done live. And then maybe that would have spiraled into me not being consistent anymore and not showing up every morning, which is something that I want to do. Whether you want me to or not is something that I want to do. So I'm going to. Anyway, on that note, I'm going to go have some coffee because I have only had one sip so far. And I'm so grateful, Mr. Microphone, for not being a buzzy little poop head today. And the new cable will arrive later today and hopefully we'll have no more problems. Alright, I will catch you later. Oh, should I do my outro? What was it? Chase your wishes and follow your dreams and have a really beautiful day. Bye.